People deluded, I'm back again. Now we've confirmed our second signing, technically, people of the summer. Tommy Setford has officially signed for Arsenal Football Club. We'll go over the Calafiori business. Nketiah is moving closer, allegedly, to leaving and joining Marseille. Arsenal have been linked with Leroy Sane, and there's probably a bunch of other stuff for us to speak about. As usual, big up you lot for tuning in. Again, to my long-term supporters, one love, it means the world. We've finally been getting some traction, and the road to 70,000's alive and kicking. Now, if you give me 30 seconds or less, people, I'll share my screen and we'll get into the nitty-gritty of things. As I said, people, my screen share, great stuff. Goalkeeper Tommy Setford joins Arsenal's academy. Keyword academy. So is this an academy signing? Probably. But, you know, we know we're trying to get Dan Bentley. We know Aaron Ramsdale's future is subject to speculation. We know we've signed, another goalie in relation to Tommy Setford for our academy. And we know we've made David Raya's deal permanently. So I actually think, watch this space, but you could see two more goalkeepers, as well as Calafiori joining, who's a left back, and we will hope for a central midfielder, an inside forward, and potentially a striker. The 18-year-old has joined us from Ajax Amsterdam, the England youth international, who was born in the Netherlands, has developed through Ajax's academy, and he's also got a goalkeeping brother, and he's represented their development side. Per Sakura said we're welcome to obviously have him in the club, people. The first step on Tommy's development pathway with us will be to integrate into our under-21s academy group and train regularly with our first team goalkeeping group. And, you'd imagine he's on the plane or going to link up in America with us for our pre-season preparation. So it's the right opportunity for him to, show Mikel Arteta what he's all about. And it does beg the question. I know I'm going off topic, but who the hell is going to be the goalie for the American tour? Ramsdale and David Raya are on holiday. I know Ethan and Miles, they're great guys, and I can have a good laugh with them. I spent a few camps with them, so I know them well. I just saw them for a quick meet and greet. I'm looking forward to learning new things next season and pushing myself to another level. For the short term, it's very important now to get a feel for the group and start to know everyone. And as usual, everybody connected to Arsenal, and obviously the fans, we're happy to have you, man. Moving away from that, Arsenal have been linked with Leroy Sane. Allegedly, Mikel Arteta is interested in signing Bayern Munich and German winger Leroy Sane. Now his contract is running out at Bayern Munich. There's a lot of players that they're looking to bring in. They've obviously brought in Elise. This is probably where the rumours come from, on top of evidently Arsenal needing an inside forward and Mikel Arteta and Sane crossing paths at Manchester City. So I do take these things with a pinch of salt. We all know we've been linked with Moreno as well as Martin Zubimendi, but we're still linked with Leroy Sane. And this article has said, according to reports in Germany, Arsenal have set their sights on the Germany international, with Mikel Arteta evaluating Sane's contractual situation. There you have it. He's able to leave as a free agent next summer. So that's probably where the bulk of these rumours come from. It said he's emerging as an interesting option ahead of next season, and also said we're in a favourable position to win the race owing to his contract and obviously Mikel Arteta working with him. And it's name dropped Nico Williams and our interest in him. By now, we all know Arsenal, as well as many other clubs, are interested in Nico Williams. We all know his 50-odd million euros release clause, but it seems like Barcelona is the one he has his heart set on. But we'll circle the block for Nico Williams. In fact, no, we won't. Hansi Flick has said we have to bring in a player who can win games, but we also have young players that we must help so that they can improve. Apparently, for Barcelona to sign Nico Williams, there must be departures of players with a high salary, because Nico Williams will have a high salary. I know he's injured, but that raises in question, a Rowe, potentially Gundogan, Frankie de Jong, the usuals, Rafinha, the usual suspects that are linked with moves away from Barcelona Football Club. On Calafiori, now it seems like we're moving closer to getting him. Romano has said new round of talks ready on Sunday in order to close the deal. Just waiting for Bologna and Basel to agree on the sell-on clause payment structure. No medical tomorrow. Formal steps and signature expected next week. Now, the quicker we get this done, the quicker he jets off to America to link up with his new teammates. Arsenal and Bologna have scheduled more talks for tomorrow to definitively close the transfer of Ricardo Calafiori. The player is expected to undergo his medical and sign his Arsenal contract next week. Music to my ears. Romano has said the here we go is coming because there's an agreement between Arsenal and Bologna on a 40 million euros fixed fee, 5 million euros in add-ons, and a sell-on clause for Bologna. Despite reports that the deal had stalled, the reality is that negotiations never stopped. It's not easy, but they kept going, and now there's an agreement. So again, once again, journalists have just shown that although they're informed and they've got sources, nobody has a flying monkeys what Arsenal's on. Now, Bologna and Calafiori is one thing. In terms of outgoings, Eddie Nketiah has been linked to a bunch of British clubs, but he's also been linked with Marseille. According to Romano, Marseille have sent an initial proposal to Arsenal for Eddie Nketiah. No agreement close yet, but negotiations started between the clubs, as Santi Awunya is reported. Apparently, he's their next top target. And I mean, for you, big Marseille is a massive club, religious football fans in terms of their fan base, big expectations. Roberto De Zerbi, top 5 league, and a more regular place in their team than you face at Arsenal. Apparently, going off the case of Nketiah, people, just because it's here, Sky Sports News has been told another Premier League club, as well as Juventus and Madrid, tried to sign Ricardo Calafiori in the last 10 days. However, the player only wanted Arsenal and gave his word that he was joined. Nice to know you're a man of your word, people. And, you know, Juventus have always been linked with him. I don't know how true those Real Madrid links are, if I'm honest, but, you know, they didn't get Lenny Yoro, as well as obviously able to play at left back. He can play centre half, and he's got one foot out the door of Bologna. That's probably where those rumours came from in the last recent days, people. Mikel Arteta has been pushing internally to sign Calafiori. He believes he's the perfect player for Arsenal. Arteta has been crucial also in conversation with the player. The work made by Arteta has been crucial to make the deal happen, which is a regular theme we're hearing about new signings, but that's what you'd expect. Ricardo Calafiori in the last 24 to 48 hours when he returned from holiday spoke directly with the Bologna board. Please let me fulfill my dream and let me go to Arsenal. I want to go to Arsenal. This was the message from Calafiori. Big him up, people. And apparently, you know, medicals are what's now awaiting us. But again, we need to formally sign off at the deal. So everybody's saying the deal is getting closer and closer. And allegedly, crucially, he said yes. Some of you would have seen yesterday, apparently his girlfriend announced that they're breaking up owing to his move to Arsenal. Apparently, this article has said that was a bunch of lies, people. And I'm sure you would have seen it there. And you would have even seen the Daily Mail got involved. Skipping back to Eddie Nketiah, apparently, people, we look set to lose him. He's keen on joining Marseille, who actually have got Højbjerg, as well as, you know, the man who played for Manchester United, who was on loan last season, who we will not say his name, people. So Roberto De Zerbi's building quite the club. So allegedly he's keen to make the move. He wants to join Marseille after being persuaded by the sporting project, with contract negotiations progressing positively. Marseille have already sent their first offer to Arsenal. Now, first offers are very rarely accepted, as you lot know, but in terms of outgoings, it's great for Eddie Nketiah, who's probably jetting off to America. The quicker you can sort out your club future, the quicker you can train and get your way into De Zerbi's thinking. For us, obviously, we bring money into the club and we can keep it moving in that regards, people. And it looks like Nelson and Nketiah, in my opinion, to West Ham and Marseille, respectively, will be keeping it moving. Now, Reece Nelson's been linked with West Ham, but also now West Ham have been linked with Eddie Nketiah. Apparently, they're readying a move for him, people. He's on their striker shortlist and he's expected to depart the club. And he has a 25 to 30 million euro price tag. Let me know your thoughts in relation to that, folks. What's happened here? You would have seen we won 2-0 against Leyton Orient. Apologies, people. Emil Smith-Rowe and Gabriel Jesus got the goals. Lovely to see Emil Smith-Rowe not only scoring but captaining. And shout out to Miles Lewis-Skelly, who, you know, had some good moments based on the clips people provided. So it'd be lovely to see him stay. Obviously, Smith-Rowe's future is subject to speculation, as it says here. Apparently, he's keen to keep Smith-Rowe, Mikel Arteta, at Arsenal this summer, following interest and actually a bid from Fulham and Crystal Palace. Apparently, we've already turned down offers from both Fulham and Crystal Palace this month, but both clubs are expected to return with improved bids. Palace are set to bid 35 million pounds, apologies, plus add-ons, which, with 2 years left on his deal and a lack of minutes, as much as I want to keep Smith-Rowe, and I definitely hope he doesn't leave, got a serious decision to make, not only for Arsenal with the money we could bring in, but for Smith-Rowe. Like, you play a lot of football. He made 14 appearances in 2022-23 campaign, people, and then you look at 2023-24, it isn't that much, people. He's played a total combined minutes of 508 in the top flight over the last 2 years, which just shows he stagnated, essentially, unfortunately. I'm tired of speaking about Chido Obi Martin, but apparently Arsenal are hopeful of agreeing a deal for him despite competing with Manchester United. There's been rumours he's actually visited Manchester United's training ground ahead of a potential move, people. He's been linked with Bayern Munich as well as Borussia Dortmund. In recent days, Frankfurt as well, people. If you want to stay, great. If you want to leave, cut, people. I'm sorry, but this is what I hate about journalists. Take nothing away from Chido Obi Martin. I think he could be as good as he wants and whatnot, but this doesn't help when you say he's one of our best talents to come out of the club since Bukayo Saka. He's a great player, but a lot of people are losing their minds over a player that's 16 years of age, got a long way to go, and they've never even seen 90 minutes. If he stays, great. If he wants to leave, cut, man. Arsenal, according to Romano, did a fantastic effort to keep Martin at the club. Arsenal offered a really important contract, very big money for an academy player, as you showed with Ethan, and they also involved Mikel Arteta in the conversation. Arsenal tried until the end. I mean, if he feels his development is best served away from the club, keep it moving. Manchester United are still pushing and they want to close the deal as soon as possible. Apparently, he'll make a decision in the next couple of hours/days. He's visited several clubs in the UK and Germany, which, again, Go where you think is best for you. Zinchenko, we've seen it before, but apparently has switched agents. As you know, he's got 2 years left on his deal, and with Calafiori now looking like he's arriving at Arsenal, Timber going to be fully fit, and I'd reckon with Tomiyasu, nobody knows what the future of Zinchenko holds, people. And also Kyrgios. Again, Thomas Frank has warned both Spurs and Chelsea they'll have to cough up if they want to sign Ivan Toney. There's been rumours, people, he could be available on the cheap, and they've dropped their asking price. It's fair to say Arsenal are not interested in Ivan Toney, so we won't waste time on that. Barcelona have lowered their asking price for Rafinha, who could be sacrificed in an effort to sign Nico Williams. We've been linked with not only Nico Williams, but also Rafinha. It could be a case of creative journalism. Once again, Crystal Palace are vying with Fulham to, sign Emil Smith-Rowe. We've been linked with Pedro Neto, who is allegedly keen on joining Arsenal in a summer transfer, people. He did have a fantastic start to last season before injury obviously reared its head. If he could stay fit, it'd be great. Allegedly, we're in pole position to sign him as we can offer Champions League football. Apparently, he's viewed as a potentially great addition to our forward line, and we found out that 50 million could be enough to seal his services, which Nico Williams would be the first target for me. If not, he'd be great. We obviously signed Tommy Setford, and you'd imagine he's on the plane to go to America. Moving away from that, people. Apparently, Real Madrid and Arsenal will fight for Joel Hato next summer. I'm not too sure if we'll go and do that again, people, but who knows, man. It seems like we're fairly stocked. Arsenal made a new and improved bid for Wolves goalkeeper Dan Bentley, thought to be in the region of 300k. Despite Wolves' 1 million valuation of the player, the two clubs are close to agreeing on a compromise, which would probably mean I don't think he'll be our second choice goalie, potentially third. Apparently, we're preparing a swap offer for Mark Guehi, which I don't believe, but we're reportedly willing to use Eddie Nketiah as a bargaining chip. Mark Guehi had a great Euros and is a top player for Crystal Palace. I would not say no, because we'd have even stronger depth. But for Guehi, as away from what Mikel Arteta is doing, what he's doing in terms of improving Arsenal individual players, what we're doing as a collective unit trying to aspire for trophies. And again, you join Liverpool, Manchester United, Arsenal, whoever, Chelsea. These are big clubs. There's always going to be competition. But do you see yourself taking the place of either Gabriel or Saliba? If you do, great. If not, it is what it is. And if you're Crystal Palace, surely you might be open to swap deals, but surely you just want the money on Mark Guehi with 2 years left on his deal. Liverpool and Manchester United are also looking at him, people. He's got 70 million valuation. Apparently, Arsenal will need to balance the books. I don't see us spending heavy on him for obvious reasons, people. We've also been linked with Alper Yilmaz, the 24-year-old. Apparently is drawing interest from both Arsenal and obviously Tottenham Hotspur after impressing in the Euros. I don't necessarily buy that, but Arsenal, Spurs, Brighton, Man United, Aston Villa and Liverpool have all been linked. Apparently, the man who is contracted until 2027, who started 28 Super League games last season, has a valuation or offers of 30 million euros. So we'll have to see there. We're still linked with Moreno, people. This article is Google going to translate here. Moreno, although interest of Barcelona and Arsenal makes Neves doubt. So again, it seems like Atletico are not in pole position to sign him. Reports said they were. Dani Almo will be allowed to leave Leipzig in the next few weeks and has proposals in the region of 60 million. His agent has spoken to Barcelona, Bayern Munich and Premier League clubs. Apparently no talks with City. Hopefully we're one of those, because he'd be the perfect player for a Mikel Arteta system. Mr. Fernandez of Boca Juniors, you would have seen I did a tactical video on him. He could be set to move to the Middle East. Shout out to Colin Kazan-Richards. Apparently, he has joined Arsenal's youth academy coaching staff. So big him up and welcome to the family. Apparently, Marcelo Ribeiro, people, who was once Chelsea's sport and remedial massage therapist, is joining Arsenal. And you would have seen, Jorginho put on Instagram that he's actually there already. We know that Mikel Arteta wants to keep Emil Smith-Rowe. Whether he's able to is another thing. Doesn't appear that there's anything there. Apparently, yeah, we're going to make a new offer for Dan Bentley. And in relation to Kimmich, the Bayern director said, of course, still open with us. He has a year left on his contract. We agreed we'd talk to each other after his vacation. So, a decision is going to be made on Kimmich. Some of you remember we've been linked with a mystery German. Allegedly, it says here, apart from Juventus, who tried to sign Calafiori before the Euros, clubs like Dortmund, Leipzig, Atletico Madrid, Chelsea and Spurs all tried. Now the players heading to Arsenal. Spurs, you've got no chance in relation to that. What are you playing at, people? But it appears that seems to be all the news today. So, yeah, if there's any other emerging transfer news or development on stories we've gone over, I'll get videos and all of those things out for you. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. Check out the rest of the content. Most importantly, stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.